edition of Let's Talk with yours truly, Stero and Big Chief. Today we're going to talk about the war that's taking place between the U.S., Israel, and Iran. First and foremost, would like to send out condolences to all those who have lost lives on both sides from the military of the U.S. and the Israeli, as well as the civilian casualties on the Iranian side. Respect goes out to those families who have lost loved ones, and we're going to get into it. So, as of right now, June 25th, um, no, excuse me, February. Start again, bro.
28. 28.
Yeah, yeah, start again, bro. Start again.
You're live, man. You're live.
That's June 25th of June 25, a 12-day war. Okay, my bad. Yeah. Come again.
June 20. It said June 29th. The 12-day war. Of
Hold up, hold up,
2025
hold up, hold
in
up.
Israel.
Could we start over?
Go ahead, man. You're live. It's a live stream, my
Oh,
man.
the live stream?
Yes.
Okay. So um June 25th, June 2025, a
Yes. Yes.
12-day war occurs when Israel strikes Iran's nuclear facilities, leading to retaliatory strikes.
hmm
Thereafter, direct and indirect talks and negotiations occur between the US and Oman, basically regarding the nuclear programs that Iran has and the dismantling of said programs. They were continuing the negotiations, but the Trump administration felt that they were lollygagging and stringing them along. So here we are now.
hmm Yeah. So
The
in terms of um this new operation, it jumped off on February 28th of this year. Basically, it was a joint military operation between Israel and the United States, and they were operating. They're actually operating out of bases in Qatar, Oman, Saudi Arabia, United
the
Arab
the,
Emirates, and so forth.
the whole Middle Eastern region.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a massive synchronized attack. It's called
You know,
Operation Epic Fury, right?
yeah, they dubbed it Epic Fury with over
Yeah.
1,000 sites targeted, and they're trying
hmm
to neutralize Iranian nuclear capabilities and military operations. Um,
Yeah.
it's crazy because our commander in chief ran on the platform that he would
Mr.
not
Make
be,
America Great Again.
yeah, if that's what you want to call him. He ran on the platform that he would not be starting wars, he would be ending them. And here we are, uh, March, what was it, 2nd today?
Yeah, March
March,
2nd.
yeah, March 2nd, 2026, and
hmm
embedded in deep conflict.
Now,
As
mind
a,
you, don't forget, don't mean to cut you, but don't forget he created the Board of Peace to end all international wars or what have you, right? Don't forget that.
okay,
Stick that pin.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the climate right now is very, very unsettling
hmm
because it's going to affect all types of things, and it's going to trickle down
Yeah.
from
And we see it in the stock market.
just as far as goods and services, products, oil, things of that nature. Gas is about to rise,
Yeah.
and various individuals are going to feel it, especially the Asians, because they are dependent on a source of oil from Iran.
hmm Yeah. Correct.
So you know, I mean, it's crazy, man. The
In terms of the Asian country, like one of the first. place that the oil is dropped off in most instances, like in India, because it's like it's next to like Pakistan and Iran, and most of the oil, 20% of the world's oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz, in which the Iranian government said that they're officially shutting it down. As a matter of fact, there's an oil tanker that got attacked. So with that being said, oil prices increased worldwide up to 10% today on the stock market. And it's going to hit a lot of people in their pockets.
I mean, do you think there'll be more economic fallout?
Oh, most definitely. This is just the beginning. But before we go any further, I just want to just to give some background in terms of Iranian and United States history and the conflicts, right? So they say that Iranians always chant "Debt to America, debt to America." But
But they've been
do you guys?
they've been saying that since the 70s.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know the reason why, right? So basically, in 1951, Iran, the democratically elected the Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh, right? He then nationalized Iran's oil industry, in other words, right?
So
And Britain was
they
too happy.
were in control of it and no longer subjugated to British rule with them
Correct,
nationalizing their own oil.
correct.
So, you know,
So and in 1953, again, United States always, from what I've seen and studying history, always worming their way into things. And the CIA helped to orchestrate a coup against the democratically elected president and remove them and restore him with Mohammed Shah Pahlavi, who was the Shah of Iran. Um, but he became so authoritarian, and he was ruling like with an iron fist, backed by the United States for decades. Now, many Iranians came to believe that America cared only for about the oil and power than democracy. They didn't basically care about democracy because they overthrew a democratically elected president, right?
most
That
definitely.
resentment, that resentment itself exploded in 1979 um, with the Iranian Revolution, leading to the hostage crisis. That this now infamous debt to America, has been perpetuated over many years. And so you have to agree. You don't have to agree with the regime itself, right? But
Right.
interfering foreign nations only breed more hatred and resentment per se. And we have seen this happen, across even Asian countries that tried to meddle with South and North Korea, with Vietnam, and in African countries and South and Central America with the Banana Republic. Now, present day Venezuela, and the list goes on and on.
I
You
mean,
know?
ultimately, when the U.S. interferes in foreign nations' business, it only
Yeah.
leads to more hatred and more resentment towards Americans. Hence, you have the term "Death to America," the burning of the flag, the
Hmm.
"Old Glory." I'm sure you've seen videos of that online with the Iranians burning the
Yeah.
flag and effigies of Trump and the whole spiel.
Yes.
It's very unsettling, the climate of the moment right now.
Correct. Now,
Especially
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
now, especially as individuals who are watching from over here, looking over there. At the end of the day,
Hmm.
the news media, social media, only shows you a certain part of the narrative. But
Yeah.
let's be fair. People are being killed, sites are being attacked with
Hmm.
bombs, and buildings are being blown up, and it's
Yes.
just very, very
And schools with
unpleasant.
babies in it, kids in
Yeah,
it as well. And in synagogues
that's
in Israel, and the school in Iran, and it's terrible.
like, from a humanitarian standpoint, like, who is there to really police that? You know,
It's supposed to be the United Nations, but the United Nations is held hostage by Trump. They don't have any bite. They are just a teethless pit bull with nothing but gums.
I
That's the way I
mean,
see it.
your fearless leader has stated that this should take approximately 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's what he said. But
I
officials
mean,
suggest it could last longer, emphasizing that it would not be an endless war. So they say.
we'll see ultimately. But as far as destroying nuclear capabilities and regime changes, what do you
Yeah.
think is the ultimate goal here?
Well, Trump, from what I've seen, he changed, and he's unpredictable. First, he said that he don't want Iran to make to manufacture the nuclear bombs, right? Then
Hmm.
he said that they're a threat to Israel and the Middle East and the rest of the world because of terrorism, right? They sponsor state-sponsored terrorism. Then he said that he basically want to bring democracy or regime change to the Iranian people. The Iranian people need to rise up. And mind you, they listened to his call recently, and attempt to rise up against the government, and in which thousands of them was allegedly slaughtered. Right now, he's saying, "Oh, we dropped the bomb on them, so now this is the signal for you guys to rise up and officially rise up and take control of your country." So it's this different narrative, different days, different narrative. That's how Trump is. He's unpredictable. He goes every day that goes along. He change the narrative, change the reason, and so forth.
The Ayatollah is dead. There have
Yeah,
been several
their religious leader.
casualties. Yeah,
Yeah.
there have been several casualties as far as service members on the
Hmm.
US side. And I'm sure that number will get larger as this conflict continues.
Yeah.
Um, it's very, very uncertain as to
Yeah.
what's going to come. Because
Yeah.
basically, global markets are going to be inflated, not just the
Hmm.
US, but
Yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah.
And the bigger question is, what's the end game?
Yeah. So in terms of the military objective, they claim that the goal is not regime change, but rather to destroy Iran's nuclear capability and military infrastructure, including the recent strike on a Revolutionary Guard site. Now, in terms of the 6 U.S. service members so far that has been killed in action, the conflict has widened to include Iranian missiles, right, striking on allies in the Gulf. UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, including the island of Cyprus in the Mediterranean. Actually, the British government shot down a couple of the drones that was making an attempt to infiltrate the airspace there. Now, in terms of the regional impact, the Strait of Hormuz is reportedly closed by Iran, right? As I mentioned before, which has caused the disruption of travel. There's a lot of people that's stuck in the Middle East right now, not able to make it home. There's people that went on cruises there. They're not able to get home because the airports are closed. They have to basically shelter in place, and that's what's happening right now. It's chaos there. And I was listening to BBC maybe about half an hour ago, and it said that the U.S. embassy was bombed in Saudi Arabia. So, in other words, like Iran is not Venezuela, and Iran is not Iraq. These bombs are flying like all over the place in the Middle East. And in other words, it's like you basically make America put a military base in my neighborhood. You understand? On my border. So I'm going to strike you because you basically accommodate my enemy.
Hmm.
That's the way the Iranians see it, and that's what's happening in the Middle East.
And they're gonna fight. They're fighters. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Throughout history, we've seen that they don't take chat laying down, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? From
and
anybody.
in terms of the history, you got to remember, Iran or Persia was the first empire, right, that we know of. One of the first major empires that we know of, right, that swept throughout Asia and even into Greece and Turkey and all that stuff. before Alexander the Great came. And even when Alexander the Great, died or what have you, the Persian Empire was still there. It was reduced a little bit, but it was still there. So this is an ancient empire way before even the Romans or what have you. You get me? Way
Yes,
before
sir.
Christ. So they're not going anywhere.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And to know that the civilian casualties in terms of schools and hospitals and buildings where there
Hmm.
are Iranian citizens who have just been targeted with wanton disregard, all in the
Yeah.
name of, destabilizing their, military capabilities and nuclear weapons. It's just
Yeah.
madness, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So it, like I said, I, Trump was basically hoping that they capitulated, and they would say throw up their hand and say, okay, let's talk, let's go back to the drawing board. But it appears that they're willing to fight. I don't think anyone expected for them. We saw what happened the first time, right?
Hmm.
But this time, a lot of people didn't expect for them to start firing bombs all over the place. You know,
I mean,
and go ahead.
it's said that they have more missiles than us because of the fact
Mm.
that at the rate that we produce missiles, being they're so expensive, the Iranians produce them at a
Cheaper,
much
right?
cheaper rate, so are
Yeah,
able to mass
30,000.
produce them.
They were they're able to produce the drones or the suicide drones up to 30,000 US, right? And you know that the United States, they're into the drones, but the big Reaper drones that cost millions of dollars, right? So with this being said, the Iranian drones, a matter of fact, they supply the Russian government with a lot of those drones. Until now, the Russian government basically reverse engineer those drones and is using it against Ukraine. So they have a large supply under the bunker, basically hiding and waiting to launch. And they haven't even used their Scud missiles and all that stuff yet. Intercontinental, ballistic missiles, I should say, not intercontinental, which actually we don't really know what they have, but the ballistic missiles that could reach further. So from what they're saying is that they're basically testing and probing the Israeli airspace by firing a lot of those drones and rockets, so the Israeli could use up their defense. Um, uh, and then once that happened, then because most of the supplies come from the United States, and is the United States producing enough Patriot missiles and so forth?
Mm.
I don't think so.
I
They
mean,
haven't like ramped up anything yet.
and then you have the Russian element and the Chinese element
Hmm.
that are just, in the cut, so to speak, watching
Yeah,
all these developments unfold because they're
yeah,
affected also. So,
yes,
geopolitically, this is like a very deadly game that's being played, man. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and I just have to shake my head, bro. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. So in Lebanon, Hezbollah, they allegedly shot some rockets at Israel. Israel retaliated. One of the headquarters of Hezbollah. Excuse me. And the Houthi rebels or whatever is in Yemen. They
hmm
said that they're going to shut down their waterways as well. Similar to what they did when during the first war that they had last year, where they were firing at U.S. ships and Israeli ship going through the Suez Canal. So regionally, this is bad. It's bad for the economy, bad for tourism, because Dubai airport got hit. Like that's like the largest airport in the world, and a bomb dropped on the terminal. You know, in addition to their 5-star hotel, their 7-star hotel. The Burj Khalifa,
yeah,
whatever it is.
Yes.
You know, bomb hit it. So everyone, oh, they're going to Dubai, but Dubai is getting hit, by bombs, and also United Arab Emirates and places like that, Qatar and all that. So it is bad for business. It's bad for world business as well because a lot of I know United Arab Emirates, they do a lot of like the free zone trading and stuff like that that
Hmm.
leave out from that area and go worldwide as well. So I don't know, man. It's war is hell, and these guys in business suit, they they bicker and they're bickering and they can't get along and they can't come to some type of agreement, and then who suffers? Innocent people, right? And,
Yeah.
and, and young boys that go off to war.
I wonder if they were. I wonder if Baron Trump was over there on the front lines. If good old Donnie would have a different perspective.
Donald, well, he's going to tend to use the same play card by saying that he had a heel spur.
He had a what?
A heel spur.
Oh,
That's what Donald Trump said. He's going to get a doctor's note. He can't go. You can't draft me and shit. I got a heel spur. You know,
hey, do you
um,
think? Do you think ultimately this will impact the midterms coming up?
oh, most definitely. If it's extended to that period, it would
Hmm.
affect it. And if
Hmm.
if it's a prolonged war, oh, most definitely. And then he might probably use it as an excuse to try to block the election
Yeah, I've heard talk
or
of that
declare.
also.
Yeah, you already talked about that, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
during war, no elections can take place. So you know,
Ah, I
we
never
will
thought
have
about
to.
that.
We will have to see, but we'll definitely
Hmm.
keep the public abreast of the developments as they unfold.
Yes.
We would like to say thank you for your continued support. If you
Hmm.
haven't yet done already, like, subscribe, and share the program. You guys are the real MVPs. We appreciate love you and continue supporting Chief and Stero with the Let's Talk podcast.
Yes.
And stay tuned.
Thank you. And I just want to just thank everyone for always tuning in and give us undivided support, and basically expanding this platform and growing this platform. And don't forget
Globally.
to check out globally, yes, because we have a lot of our subscribers worldwide. And I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
just ask everyone to check out our platform, Social Mobi, socialmobie.com. It's basically it's a social platform. You could upload your music. You could join groups. It's similar to Facebook, but it's more intuitive than Facebook without the restriction. All right. All right. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much, and God bless.
Peace.